Hi, welcome to Math Just Got Easier for You. Today's lesson is part 4 of solving absolute value equations. As in previous lessons, we were able to see that we follow 4 steps whenever we're solving absolute value equations. For this particular problem, we have the absolute value of 5x plus 2 equals x plus 3. So we need to form two separate problems, one equation with a positive value and the other with a negative value. So let me tell you what I'm talking about, show you. So we have 5x plus 2, and I'm replacing my absolute value signs with parentheses, and that equals x plus 3. So that's our positive value here. So let's do the second one. We have parentheses, 5x plus 2 equals, we have a negative parentheses x plus 3. Now, since that's negative on the outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and distribute that negative to the inside. So negative, that coefficient there is a negative 1. So if I am to distribute it, it will be negative 1 times x and negative 1 times positive 3. So if I rewrite it, it becomes 5x plus 2 equals negative x minus 3. So now we can solve each one of these equations. Let's start with our first one. So we have 5x plus 2 equals x plus 3. Now, I don't necessarily need my parentheses because there's nothing that I'm able to do on the inside of that. So it's in its simplest form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin combining my like terms. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So that cancels the x out over here. And that becomes, and what I'm going to do is, since I'm going to have a 4x on this side, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2 from both sides so that I can get this by itself, and that will cancel out. So it leaves me with 4x equals 3 minus 2 is 1. So then I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to cancel my 4's, and x equals 1/4. The second equation that I have is 5x plus 2 equals negative x minus 3. Same concept. Here I'm going to add x to both sides to cancel that x out. And then I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides to get the x's on one side by itself. So I'm left with 6x on the left, and on the right, I'm left with negative 5, because negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. Divide both sides by 6. That cancels out. I get x equals negative 5, 6. So let's go ahead and substitute the answers into the original problem to check it. So when I'm doing that, remember my x is 1/4. So I'm going to do 5 times 1/4 plus 2 equals 1/4 plus 3. 5 times 1/4 is the same as 5/4 plus 2 equals 1/4 plus 3 is 3 1/4. Well, 5/4 is the same as 1 1/4, right? So if I have 1 1/4 and I'm adding that to 2, that becomes 3 1/4. And 3 1/4 does equal 3 1/4. So that checks out. Let's look at the other one. We have our original, which is 5x plus 2 equals negative x minus 3. And our x here is negative 5, 6. So I'm going to say 5 times negative 5, 6 plus 2 equals negative, it'll be negative 5, 6. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So it'll just be plain 5, 6, right? Minus 3. So let's see if this checks out. So 5 times negative 5, 6 is the same as negative 25, 6 plus 2. And we want to know if it equals 5, 6 minus 3. Now, so negative 25 over 6, 6 goes into 25 4 times with 1 left over. So we have negative 4, 1 and 1, 6 plus 2. And we want to know if that equals 5, 6 minus 3. Now, if I were to do 5, 6 minus 3, it is the same as having negative 3 plus 5, 6. So with all of the proper calculations, I would be subtracting 5, 6 from 3. So that would give me a negative, right? 2 and 1, 6. So let's see what we have here. I have negative 4 and 1, 6 plus 2. So that means I'm going to be subtracting. So that's going to leave me with a negative 2 and 1, 6. And we see that negative 2 and 1, 6 does equal negative 2 and 1, 6. Now, I know I did come a little bit further and it was a lot there, but hopefully you followed me. So our set notation would be our smallest number was negative 5, 6. This was our smallest answer. And then we had 1, 4. And this is our set notation. So there you have it. This is our final lesson on solving absolute value equations. Please make sure that you subscribe below so that you can be updated with future lessons. Thank you so much.